Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. So to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, which is today, I thought it would be quite fitting to take a look at the very first action figures released for the Character Options Doctor Who action figure range that has been going since either late 2005 or early 2006, but from the research I've done, this set right here was actually the very first set to be released. It features a very strange looking Ninth Doctor, an even stranger looking sonic screwdriver, and two versions of the Dalek, which are fully radio controlled, as you can see here. So two controlled Daleks, authentic Dalek movement, flashing lights and speech, posable action figure, posable arm and gun, Infra Red Battling action, limited edition pack, and infrared combat. So basically these toys were all the rage during the 2000s. You know, you had those kind of infrared scanners so that you could use remote controls to kind of signal where toys needed to go, or you could even get them to combine with each other. So this is really, really cool. It really takes me back to my childhood. You can see on the back of the box, you've got exterminate and so the kind of infrared, it shows you how it's meant to work. You've got a brief bio of the Ninth Doctor and the companion Rose. Now, I believe there were actually 4 versions of this set. So you had version 1 and 2, which was basically exactly the same, except you would either have the Ninth Doctor or Rose, and then versions 3 and 4 where you'd either have the 10th Doctor or a cyber leader with removable chest plate, which was really, really cool. I'd have loved to have got that version, but I ended up with this version. So yeah, these are figures that I never originally owned, but I realised I hadn't had them in the collection, especially this very unique black and gold Dalek here, which apparently is in the show. If you're watching Parting of the Ways when they reveal the Emperor Dalek, this guy is actually somewhere in the background. Apparently it's CGI'd in, so you'd be forgiven for not spotting it because the CGI is abysmal in the first season, but it was low budget. So great writing and great stories though, and that's what made Doctor Who good. The writers of today could learn a lesson or two. So very nice packaging. As you can see, this kind of is reminiscent of all of the Doctor Who merchandise that came out back then. But enough about the box. Let's take these out and give it a go. So I have taken the liberty of pre-installing all of the batteries. As you can see, you've got that very nice time vortex behind there. Always my favourite. And then in this very light damaged crinkled up plastic, you've got the figures. So we'll take out this Dalek first. It's very noisy, isn't it? Okay, I'll have to undo the cables. The aerials for the remotes. So yeah, it's one of those sets that I just didn't really have. I started collecting the action figures round about Series 2. The very first set that I got was actually the Colt Oscaro set, so this was oh, they've even put little hand covers, and it still hasn't stopped the paint from scuffing. Will he stand? Probably not. Nope. And let's get his sonic screwdriver out. There we are. So this is very, very strange. This doesn't really look like the sonic screwdriver. Now, I'll get on to my theory about this, but I suppose before we have a look at the Daleks, which are really the main attraction, we'll take a look at the Ninth Doctor. Now, it's pre-posed, obviously, so the articulation is not great. So Yeah, it's got a very rubbery jacket. The hands move. No, the hands don't even move. Head, yep. In fact, let me just bring in the version of this figure that I got in the Toys R Us pack, which I just so happen to have here. And yeah, I threw this figure around as a kid because I never really liked that it was pre-posed. Probably shouldn't have treated him like that, but I'm sure I can always patch that up. But right away, you can see that there is a bit of a difference. So the paint is a lot better on this one, but as I say, this might have been the first figure that character ever made. So the sculpt is there. I just don't think the paint has been as good as it is on the later release. Got very blue eyes. But then again, it's still better than some of the classic series figures they made, especially the Forbidden Planet ones. But yeah, sculpt is exactly the same. I actually think this jacket has a bit more texture, a bit more detail on it than this one, which is interesting. But like I say, skin tone is slightly different. It's a bit more yellowy on the later one. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. But just to run over articulation, so the head can go from left to right. You could twist it all the way around, but I wouldn't do that because you'll scratch the paint. You've got a full 360 at the shoulders, and you've got 90 degrees at the elbow. No rotation at the hand. You have a full 360 at the waist, but it's very, very stiff on mine. In fact, can it rotate? Hold on a second. I swear it could. Oh no, it can't. I beg your pardon, guys. So no, you don't have a full 360 at the waist because I think the sculpting of the shirt is actually stopping you from doing it, so I wouldn't recommend that you force that. Both legs can come forward and back, which is completely pointless because you have to have it in a certain way, otherwise it won't be able to balance. But yeah, taking a look at the screwdriver, now that's very weird. I have a strong feeling that the reason why it looks like this is because character later admitted that a lot of their early resource material was only images. You know, you would think that the BBC would actually give them a screwdriver prop so that they could have a look, you know, at the shape and the proportions, but I guess this is all they had to go by, and it looks very weird. I'm going to call it the prototype screwdriver. But yeah, that can be nicely fitted in his sculpted hand. Just pry the fingers open a bit. And yeah, so that's the kind of pose you've got. It's a very kind of like pointy pose, like action pose. It's pre-posed, kind of like it is on the posters for Series 1. But like I say, once you get him balanced, you have actually got quite a nice, action pose Ninth Doctor. I do think it gets a bit too much hate, quite honestly. I actually kind of like the pose that it's in. You know, I know it sucks that you can't articulate it, but I do really like that pre-pose. It does go really nice with the pre-posed Rose figure. But yeah, a lot of nice paint weathering on the jacket. So yeah, it's really just the face, I think. It's that kind of early paint. They hadn't really quite perfected it yet. But, you know, this isn't really what we're here for. So what we're here for is the Daleks. Now, this Dalek is just like the recent re-release of it from B&M is the Dalek from the Dalek from Dalek, and you can tell because of the ID tag and also the bronze strip around the midsection, which none of the other Daleks had. And you can see this is even before they included the blue in the eyes. A lot of people used to put blue tack in there just to kind of create that effect. But as you can see, the plunger and the guns are very out of proportion. I mean, look at that. That's like Paradigm Dalek level of similarity. Once again, it's because they just had images, but you would think they'd have had a side profile. So because these are remote control, there's no articulation in the head because I think the lights are supposed to light up. And as you can see, you do have this bit here on both of them, which is for the infrared rays to reach each other. And I believe all of the remote control Daleks had this. And you see you've got the wheels on and off switch there. And these Daleks come in a little bit heavier because they've got all the circuitry inside. So yeah, but this is the most interesting one. So like I say, this Dalek does actually exist in the show. It is lurking somewhere in the background, but I've never been able to spot it personally. But I think the idea is this is meant to be a renegade that's an Imperial, you know, because you can't really see any other reason why Daleks would fight each other. And they wouldn't do this again until you had the Ironsides and the Paradigms. They did another version of this. But here's your remote controls. I think it's obvious to know which one is for which. So as I say, it comes with 2 aerials in there. But what I have noticed is you don't even really need the aerials. It works just fine straight out the controller. But do we screw these in or do they just clip in? I'm not too sure, actually. Oh, there we are. Just attach that, and then, let's say, it extends. I'm not sure if that even increases the range. But as you can see on the controller, you've got the Doctor Who logo, you've got your button to fire, and you've got your forward and back, your off and on switch. Very basic. And we'll just clip that in as well. If I can get it in. There we are. So we'll turn on both our controllers and both of our Daleks. So when you turn on each Dalek, that will be an indication that it's on and it's working. So just to... Yes, alright. I think they will keep saying that. So just to show you guys how they work. So for forward, you push both levers. For backwards, you pull both to go that way and that to go that way. So it's very much like driving a tank. That's annoying. So yeah. Very good, actually. Controls are very responsive. And the wheels are very good, so that's getting really annoying. So if you were playing with a friend, this is just to kind of give you a gist of how it would work. So I think we're going to be the Black Dalek. Right now. So what you guys just heard was the sign that you got a direct hit, and what will happen is your lights will start flashing once, and I believe you have about 3 lives. So we'll just do it again. And as you can see, the flashing is now pulsating twice instead of once. Just going to show you guys that. Sorry I'm so rudely interrupted. So now it's pulsating 3 times, so you have about, you have 4 lives. Now, one thing I just wanted to try, and I do believe this can work, oh, that's getting on my nerves now, is if you put cover in front of the infrared rays, I don't believe they'll go through. Oh, now it's pulsating 4 times. Wow, so you actually have more than... Okay, we'll try facing the Dalek the other way. I'm not sure if that will make any difference. Sneak attack. And there you are, so Black Dalek is the winner. And I'm gonna switch him off before I lose my mind. So now this Dalek's lights will no longer be flashing, and in order to reset, you can see there's actually a reset button under here. You just click that, and it will again start repeating the same irritating phrase over and over again. But yeah, always make sure that your toys are switched off, just so you don't corrode the batteries. But yeah, this is actually it's a lot of fun. This really does remind me of when I was a kid. We had loads of toys that were like this. And like I say, you do have a fairly decent Ninth Doctor figure as well. And depending on which version of this set you got, you could either have a 10th Doctor, a Rose with awful yellow hair, or a Cyber Leader with the removable chest plate and an exclusive accessory of the little EMP bomb, which was nice. So I kind of wish I had that version, but this is still a very nice set. And I have to say, I do really like the way these Daleks look. I like the paint. I think this especially is a very unique appearance for a Dalek. It's not really something that you'd normally see. And despite the out of proportionness of them, I still really like them. I think they're a nice thing to have to the collection. If you're going for a complete RTD era action figure collection, I'd highly recommend you pick them up. Or if you're just looking for some fun to have with siblings, like I say, if your kids are getting into Doctor Who, I would highly recommend you track this set down for a reasonable price. I'd say it'd be a very fun present to give to them. And it just really takes me back to when I was a kid. So overall, I really, really like this set, and I just thought it would be a nice way to celebrate the 60th anniversary by going back to the very beginning of the action figure range. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. Let me know down in the comment below what you think of the set. Do you have it, or did you never bother picking the set up? And if so, why? So thanks for watching the video, guys. Have a happy 60th Doctor Who anniversary in whatever side of the fandom you're on. Just let's all try and get along, and let's all enjoy the colorized version of Doctor Who and the Daleks tonight on BBC 4 at 7:30, I think. Yeah. So have a safe and wonderful day wherever you are in the world, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye.